Here's just a thought. We're programmed to think left, right, and I think we've all agreed that the discussion here doesn't really fit into that. There's an issue of perhaps a sort of technocratic centrist dad, we call it the Times columnist mindset for shorthand. Let me try and create a sort of a framework to think about it. Perhaps the centrist dad, the soggy center, the technocrat, the nudge unit types, perhaps their ideology is really a theory of knowledge. They're not even aware they've got it, but it's a corruption of empiricism. They believe that they are empirical, and they believe, as they did during COVID, follow the science, that what they are doing is so reasonable that anyone who disagrees is unreasonable. But they
Yeah.
have a theory of knowledge that, as the philosopher and physicist David Deutsch might say, is inductivism. It is a corruption of empiricism. It is, for example, a belief that would allow you to say you're following the science and therefore you cannot dissent without realizing that science is all about dissent. Um, you see this mindset in the nudge unit. You see this mindset in trying to manipulate opinion in the wake of recent riots. You see this mindset in the setting of interest rates by central bankers, in the belief that you can get people to stand 6 feet apart and change the trajectory of a seasonal flu infection. It's all about believing that your inductivism, which is a selective cherry picking of information and, if you like, picking facts so that you fool yourself, believing that that is empiricism. And this is the root cause. The Bourbons ultimately went the way of the Bourbons because and the Tsar and the Romanovs went the way of the Tsar and the Romanovs because they were unable to see the world as it was and as it was becoming. I think our centrist times soggy elite have such a corrupted theory of knowledge that they are heading the way of the Romanovs. I just hope that the Bolsheviks that replace them are not anything like the Russian version of the Bolsheviks. That would be a big step backwards. But what I'm trying to say is that our wise technocratic elite that stands before us and tells us how to live our lives and what to do with our tax money doesn't know what it's doing. And it doesn't know that it doesn't know what it's doing. And that's what makes them so dangerous.
I think it's interesting actually talking to both of you because you both admit as well, as I would admit as well, that I've changed my opinion on many things, whereas these individuals, that they're always right. They've never made a mistake in their life, and I think it also kind of links into the Francis Fukuyama end of history kind of comments that
Mm.
you know everything's sorted. We can't think of anything better to do, so we're just going to stick with this centrism down the line, politics, liberalism, all that kind of thing. And I think that was deeply damaging to the psyche as
Fukuyama,
well.
Fukuyama famously quotes, I think, Nietzsche when he talks about men without chests. I mean, if you
Yeah.
want an embodiment of men without chests, think of Matt Hancock telling you how to live your life during COVID,
Yeah,
the ultimate men without chests.
yeah,
I think it's also the unwillingness and dislike of freedom in that respect. I mean, it's sort
yeah.
of, I almost want to give those people a hug. Do you really not like yourself that much that you want the government to take away all your freedoms?
Yeah.
Yes, they're like children at school once again,
I think I
Please
think
tell me
Dominic,
what to do.
I don't know if you're allowed to do it, but Dominic Frisby has just released, I don't know if you know Dominic Frisby, he's this wonderful sort of anarchic comedian who writes subversive songs that do very well on YouTube. And he's just released his latest one, which is basically people urging the government to govern them more and govern them harder and govern them stronger.
Oh, I've not
Maybe
seen this. Oh, I've definitely got to watch it.
maybe some of this is self-inflicted. Maybe we as British people have made the mistake of thinking that more government is a good thing. Maybe the fault lies in ourselves as much as it does in SW1.
Maybe they have a power kink or something that they just like being told what to do.